I swear that's a lie.
The DNA doesn't lie.
Baby.
The DNA doesn't lie.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
You're gonna have to come back with another name.
I can't. No.
But
This young lady, I don't know nothing about her. I don't know her. He was on his first baby mama. That's who he was messing with at the time when he was messing with my daughter.
Oh,
He was
what
with his
a
first baby mama.
mess! It's like y'all playing tic-tac-toe or something. I mean, you just here,
but-
there, everywhere. What?
Mr. Lang and Ms. Brown are both in the court with their mothers, so this is about the grandmothers, but wait. These two families want baby Janelle to be Mr. Lang's daughter, except for Mr. Lang's mother. Additionally, there are some compounding issues on ground, and that's where the problem lies.
Mr. Lang, you and your mother, Ms. Lang, have been waiting in agony to find out if you're indeed the biological father of your little daughter, Janelle. Now, although you have serious doubt, Mr. Lang, you want nothing more than for this child to be yours.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Mr. Lang's best friend, Mr. Lang's mother's doubt is valid if that's true, but Ms. Brown says it's not true. Now we need to hear a better explanation of this from both parties. And by saying both parties, that means Mr. Lang and Ms. Brown.
What is your account of how this relationship began and then later
Okay,
ended?
we was on and off for 2 years because he cheated on me every other day. I find out about more than 50, 100 girls, I promise you. I went,
50, 100.
I went back and forth with so many girls, and it was in her house.
Oh, these mothers wouldn't even let us hear what really happened. Ms. Brown was trying to say Mr. Lang would sleep with any Tom, Dick, and Harry he could find because he is someone who has about 50 to 100 women lurking around, and Ms. Lang is still there defending her son? Oh, Lord!
I don't know if the kids are in a relationship or if the mothers are.
Word. Oh no.
Because you are in the middle of the relationship.
No, I stayed out of the relationship. I never got in it because
But she was always in it.
I was hoping that they would work it out.
Again and again, we have to deal with Ms. Lang and Ms. Brown trading words while their children, who are the parents of the child in question, are looking lost. Ms. Brown finally gets a chance to speak, and she reveals to the court that Mr. Lang even begged her to keep the baby. Okay, Mr. Lang doesn't seem to have any problem with the child, but his mother?
Mr. Lang, when you found out she was pregnant, you were happy about it.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have any doubts at that time?
Not at that time, no, I didn't.
And what made you start to have doubt?
When Mr. Dixon got in the picture, and he had told me to stop messing with her because the baby she's pregnant with could possibly be his.
Oh, so
Leaving her
she
voicemail
informs
thing.
you that she's having a baby and you're the father and you are happy about it.
Yes.
So Mr. Dixon may be the biological father of the baby. We can't just believe Ms. Brown's words that she didn't sleep with Mr. Dixon, and he was just making things up. Mr. Lang is saying he always saw them together. That would count for something if we want to judge this right. Argument in the kitchen? Let's know more.
Did or did not sleep with this best friend?
I did not.
Okay.
And I am very sure that this is his baby, and we spoke about it. I haven't slept together with no one else. And exactly that time is around the exact time I got pregnant.
You say that's your window of conception?
Yes, that was in middle August, into August.
And so now the baby's born?
Yes.
Mr. Lang was there when the baby was born?
Yes, he was there the whole labor and
delivery. He signed the
delivery.
birth certificate?
Yes, he did.
Maybe we can understand where Ms. Lang's anger is coming from. She supported the idea of her son having a baby till she realized the baby may not belong to her son. However, Ms. Brown's mother says Ms. Lang wasn't being supportive and that she just wanted to check the features of the baby. Dicey.
You're there, you cut the umbilical cord, you signed the birth certificate. When you looked at this baby, did you think the baby was yours?
He thought it was his. Can I interject right there? He thought it was his. She looked like him to me too, right there. I said, oh, look at your baby, woo, 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 and all that. And then he pulled the hat off. He said, Mama, what's up with this hairline?
So the hairline caused the doubts too. Okay, maybe we are getting a clearer picture of this heated atmosphere. Miss Lang doesn't want anyone dumping a baby that isn't for her son on him. That's a good move as a mother, but her way of doing it isn't right anyway.
Ms. Brown, now your mother said she thought she was only there to figure out if the baby looked like them or not.
I don't really care about his mother. It's about me and him.
Look.
Really? Ms. Lang was butting in her son's relationship through Facebook? No way. That's clearly overstepping her boundaries. We get it. Ms. Lang is the good mother who would protect her son, but being in his relationship with him is off limits, ma'am.
I want to come to you because I want to hear your side of this.
Okay.
Are you on Facebook with the kids arguing?
No.
Yes.
She's going back 2 years ago, Your Honor. When
So
they
you did
first
it?
Yeah, I did it. I'm
Okay,
not
but you
denying
just
that.
lied to the judge and say you didn't do it.
Girl, knock it off. Anyway, back maybe 2 years ago, when they first got started together.
Mr. Lang says his mother was just stating her opinions. On Facebook comments, this is heading nowhere. The sooner we get this over with, the better for everyone, because mother and son won't stop protecting each other even when they are wrong.
Mr. Lang, you are not the father.
Are you serious?
Ma'am, we're not gonna have that kind of language in this courtroom.
That's a lie. That is a lie. I swear that's a lie.
The DNA doesn't lie.
Baby. Oh.
The DNA doesn't lie.
A 20-year-old is the child in this case. Ms. Allen, who is Ms. Baylor's mother, is ready to fight tooth and nail to make Mr. Childs and his wife accept that he is the biological father of Ms. Baylor. And don't forget, this is happening after 20 years.
Miss Allen, you say that after a brief affair with Mr. Childs, you discovered you were pregnant with your daughter, Ms. Baylor. You say Mr. Childs acknowledged paternity until his wife convinced him otherwise. You intend to prove that Mr. Childs is, in fact, your daughter's father. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
His petty wife? We really need to know what's going on here. Ms. Allen believes Mr. Childs' wife has been keeping him away from seeing his daughter, but Mr. Childs doesn't agree with that. Mr. Childs believed there were many guys and Allen was having sexual relations with at the time of conception, and her bringing up a DNA test after 2 decades is really suspicious.
How did you all even get together?
She was friends with cousins of mine, and we got together like that. We ended up messing around or whatever. Nothing serious.
So you all get together, you have mutual friends, you start having sex.
Well,
obviously
actually,
unprotected.
It started like this. We had a friend that got killed, and me and him, I would call and check on him and things like that. Then one day, I just came through after a football game, and he wanted to ride with me.
That's a long list of possibilities right there, Ms. Allen. Was Ms. Allen controlling a team? And for the fact that Mr. Childs requested for a DNA test, and Ms. Allen went MIA. That's another suspicious thing. It seems Ms. Allen knows Mr. Childs is doing well for himself now, and she just wants to be involved through her 20-year-old daughter. That's the picture being painted right now.
If you say he might be the father, why are you in court today saying that he is the
Because
father?
I was messing with him first.
How do you know?
What you mean, how do I know that? I had to go through the drama with Miss Johnson. Up and down the road, she following me.
How can she remember me chasing her up and down the street, but she can't remember who fathered her child?
Mr. Childs' wife isn't ready to allow Ms. Allen get a chance into her family. There are other potential fathers who may be the biological father of Ms. Baylor, so maybe it's just Mr. Childs' turn. If he's the father, the continuous search will be over, and if he's not, he will be striked out from the long list.
Ms. Baylor, were you always told Mr. Childs was your biological father?
To be honest, Your Honor, I was about 14 when I first found out my sister's dad wasn't my dad. Just hearing rumors, just going over my grandmother's house in Bowling Green. And that's where basically he is from. And everybody would come to me like, you're my cousin, TJ's your dad. I'm like, I don't know who TJ is. Who is TJ?
A 14-year-old child trying to find her father is not fair, and the person who gets to be blamed for this is the mother. Ms. Allen was the one who was messing around with different men, and now the innocent Ms. Baylor has to do the job of investigating the men she messed around with. Great job, Mr. Childs didn't deny Ms. Baylor.
She knew. I told her, sit down and told her the whole story.
Yeah, she told me after. She didn't tell me before, but she told me after the fact when my stepdad did say that.
Okay.
No, she sat down and talked to me when I brought it to her attention. Like, I don't know what's going on. I'm confused.
I know,
I'm confused too.
I know, and that's why I'm trying to understand this, because at the end of the day, you have a right to understand
Exactly.
what happened.
You wouldn't blame a 9-year-old that she doesn't remember who she talked with at that age. The little girl was still growing up. She wasn't even a teenager yet. Ms. Allen has some real explanation to do other than just telling stories.
And let me ask you this, Mr. Childs. It seems as if you were making earnest attempts to find out. Is it that you still had a question in your mind, so you were just trying to see it through?
I just wanted to see it through, Your Honor. I'm saying like this, if it was such a struggle for her to raise her by herself, and you know where I am, if I'm such a bad person, go get child support.
Okay, so Ms. Allen's reason for not pursuing child support is because she she doesn't need the drama and she's a strong, independent black woman. Well, that's a good title to it. But every child deserves to know their father. Putting Ms. Baylor in this type of position isn't fair to her because she wouldn't even be able to point to her father outside because she doesn't know him.
So, Ms. Allen, you never in the court system pursued a DNA test, nothing?
No.
All right?
Your Honor, she just made me feel like she wanted me to be the father by name. So if someone asked her who Shy's father was, she could say me. You know, Your Honor, I'm not being funny or anything, but okay, I was a good catch. I'm not gonna lie, I was a good catch.
Oh! Mr. Childs wasn't cool with Ms. Allen running his name through the mud. Okay. But interestingly, just as Mr. Childs pointed out, Ms. Allen seemed to be more concerned about the fact that Mr. Childs had other women than trying to figure out who her baby daddy is.
Do you have any additional doubt?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
You
Yes,
do?
ma'am.
Okay.
I have some evidence right here, Your Honor.
Let me see the evidence, Jerome. Will you describe what this evidence is, sir?
My first evidence is with my children. All my children have 6 fingers, Your Honor. Both of my kids are very tall and look just like me. All my kids look just like me. You know, I'm not saying that, you know, that doesn't mean she's not my child. It's just that I feel I have strong genes.
A 6th finger? That's interesting. These hereditary traits sometimes have a lot to do with a child, and sometimes they just don't pop up like parents expect them to. So the best way for Mr. Childs and Ms. Allen to get this over with is to know the DNA test result once and for all.
Mr. Childs, you are not the father. I'm very sorry, Miss Baylor.
It's okay, Your Honor. You know, at the same time.
It's okay, honey. It's okay.
Mr. Levant is here in court with his girlfriend to prove Ms. Allen's 6-month-old daughter is his, as they are certain Ms. Allen is just trying to push the responsibility of being the biological father of the baby on him. Ms. Allen, beloved, she's the mother of the child, so she knows better than anyone.
Ms. Allen, you were in court today claiming the defendant, Mr. Levant, is denying your 6-month-old daughter, Layla, only because he's desperate to try to keep your affair with him a secret. You're here to expose that secret and prove paternity. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Levant, you and your girlfriend say you know you are not the biological father of the child in question.
Mrs. Allen's point seemed to be valid even though the envelope hasn't been opened. Seeing how Mr. Levant's girlfriend is dropping comments about the baby's complexion and other features is quite evident that she wouldn't give Mr. Levant the chance to even reconsider if the baby is his.
Levant, are you denying this child because you're trying to keep your relationship with your girlfriend?
No.
No. So you have a family together, you and your girlfriend?
Yes.
So there's a lot at stake here. You have children?
Yes.
We do.
How many?
3.
You have 3 children?
Yes.
How did you end up getting into a sexual relationship with Ms. Allen?
Broke up for a minute and Mr. Levant already laid with another woman? That's nasty. Couple give each other space to sort things out, not lay with person. Ms. Levant standing beside her man talking about breaking up a happy family. Someone tell that woman that her man was the one trying to break up the supposed happy family.
No, did you know Mr. Levant had a girlfriend and 3 children
No,
when you
Your
were
Honor.
sleeping with him?
No.
Yes, you did.
Was it
No, I
just a
didn't.
one-night stand?
No, it wasn't.
You commented on
We
my
was
firstborn
together,
child.
like I said, we was together 2010.
Y'all never
I
was
met him.
together.
No, yes, we was.
Over the phone?
Okay, first
Over the
off,
phone,
okay, I wasn't
child.
talking to
Really?
you.
These women won't stop bickering at one another. That's the man at fault in the middle, but okay. Miss Lenier is doing the most of the talking, like she was even right there when Ms. Allen and Mr. Levant got undressed and enjoyed themselves. Miss Lenier needs to calm down.
You met this woman and you were on having a phone conversation, a phone relationship for a year.
Yeah.
And then you say that culminated into a one-night stand.
We was never in a relationship. We was talking as friends.
No,
That's
Right,
about
but at
it.
some point you had sex. How did you end up having sex?
In
In
2015.
2015.
In 2015, what happened? You were in long distance.
A long-distance phone relationship turned into a one-night stand, and now we have a problem on our hands. Ms. Lenier, there was no happy relationship because how could there be a happy relationship? And a long-distance relationship with another woman was going on for about a year. Ms. Lenier has to wake up from her sleep.
Saying that Ms. Allen was intimate with another man somewhere during this timeline.
Yes.
Can you tell the court where?
In the park.
It was not at the park.
I mean, at what?
It was not at the park.
You slept with Mr. Mitchell in the park.
Like I said, it was not at the park. So,
I
man,
did
you
not
had
mean
sex
a
with
location.
Mr.
I meant where within the timeline.
Oops, there's a Mr. Mitchell in the middle of all of these. Now it gets more complicated. Sleeping with 2 different men during the time of conception can make things confusing. However, Ms. Allen says she and Mr. Mitchell didn't get to the end of the line while she did get to the end of the line with Mr. Levant. Okay.
Ms. Lanier.
Yes, Your Honor.
How did you find out your boyfriend may have gotten another woman pregnant?
He actually told me February 3rd.
Yeah,
when she was 3 months pregnant.
I was 2 months.
What did he
finally
say?
Admitted it to me after me and her had spoke over the phone, February 3rd.
How did you speak to her over the phone?
She called me.
And said what?
Ms. Lanier wouldn't be able to face Ms. Allen if the child truly belongs to her boyfriend. Hence the reason the relationship will crumble. Maybe that's the reason Ms. Lanier would never believe in 1,000 years that her man willingly messed around with Ms. Allen.
Allen, has Mr. Levant ever said, you know, I am this child's father? Did he admit it to you? He did.
Through the text message.
And why are you so upset now?
Because he's denying my child. He needs to stand up for a place to be her daddy. I grew up with no daddy, so I know how to feel. So I want my daughter to have her daddy with her. It's her life over.
Yeah, right. Ms. Lanier would blame everyone except the man that cheated. That's not right. The child deserves to have a father, and that's why Ms. Allen is here. But we still need to find out who the real daddy is. Mr. Levant or Mr. Mitchell, who allegedly didn't get to finish what he had started?
Okay, so what is the motive here? Now, Ms. Lanier, you say she's trying to break you all up, she's been stalking you, and I mean this with all due respect. Why would she be so obsessed over you, Mr. Levant? Mr. Mitchell, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
We're in court today talking about the paternity of beautiful baby Layla. I would like to know first and foremost, did you have a sexual relationship with...
Maybe Ms. Allen really wasn't lying that Mr. Mitchell didn't get to finish. That man didn't even doubt his answer for a second. Ms. Lanier and Mr. Levant should just hold hands and get ready to hear the DNA results because this looks like they are trying to get rid of Ms. Allen and her daughter, and Mr. Levant is even being honest. The result, please.
Mr. Levant, you are not the father.
Yes!
Wait.
Yes.
Ms. Allen?
He's the only man I slept with though.
Unfortunately, Ms. Allen, given this DNA evidence, that cannot be the truth.
A bishop fathering a child with a woman 28 years younger than him doesn't sound as ridiculous as both of them not knowing who the actual father is. Ms. Webster thinks there's another potential father, Mr. Miles Jones. So here we are trying to figure out if the baby is for a man of God or Mr. Miles Jones.
Mr. House, you're a church pastor and bishop who may have fathered a child with a woman who's 28 years younger than you. House, first explain to the court, how did this all start between you and Ms. Webster?
It started with me leaving an assignment that I had in Jacksonville, moving to Buffalo, New York, to take on a new assignment as a pastor. I'm a bishop, but I'm also a traveling pastor.
Okay, Bishop, we get a point. Every man has manly needs, but isn't it supposed to be with your wife or girlfriend or something? Having connection and thinking she was hot just seemed weird from Mr. House, given his nature of job, but hey, every man has manly needs. Hallelujah.
Tell us a little bit about the relationship as you saw it.
It was supposed to have been like a Bible study thing. It was like more, it led on to sexual instead.
I didn't meet her at a church. I met her at a fast food joint, and we
met at church.
Looked at each other, and quickly she became a hoot.
A what? Bishop House felt she was a whore and went through with fulfilling his manly needs with that type of woman? Oh, wait. What was that about Ms. Webster saying a Bible study turned into a sexual relationship? This case is a weird one. From the bishop acting all naughty to Ms. Webster being confused about her baby daddy.
So you're saying you met her at a fast food place. She's saying you all were at church, but regardless, you decided to be in a sexual relationship. Was it more than a sexual relationship?
No,
or
it was just a hookup.
It was just a hookup.
It was a booty call.
And you agreed with that it was just...
Not only with me, with 3 other people
as well.
It
was just a sexual relationship.
Bishop House really needs to chill. Even if it was a booty call or hookup as he said, why are we hearing it from Bishop House's mouth? Maybe it's time to hear another side of this story. Mr. Miles Jones is an ex-boyfriend, and he may also be the potential father of the baby.
Andre Miles Jones.
Mr. Miles Jones. All right, we are here with Ms. Webster, and of course we are discussing the paternity as it relates to little Emilion. And so, Ms. Webster, you seem like you're the only person in the know.
But there's some differences, Your Honor, when I think that she's with me and when she's with him. I think she's with me for money.
Well, how do you think that when you never even gave me a penny?
Because things could be, the things that I could do.
Okay, so both men didn't know about each other. Guess Ms. Webster knew how to make secret relationships work. Bishop House says Ms. Webster was with him for his money, but that woman is denying that Bishop House spoiled her financially. Now we don't know who to believe. Oh well.
When I found out I was pregnant, I was trying to contact Mr. House. Phone was disconnected. First, I never knew he left town. And then I didn't even get in contact to tell him until after I had my baby, which he denied her to the fullest. He denied her. He wanted a DNA test. He didn't want nothing to do with my baby.
That's not true.
And for his money to be on full when I asked him for diapers and everything, where was that?
Bishop House talking about his fat account balance but wouldn't even drop money for the baby's diapers? Somebody remove that man from his position in church. Mr. Miles has to step up to be the man while the Bishop House preferred being on the sidelines of things.
Left town?
No, in fact, I hung around for several weeks, even after my assignment ended.
So the point is, you left the window open. If she really wanted to reach you, she'd be able to find you.
She would be. I had no idea at all whatsoever. She never told me she was pregnant.
When he was in town, I didn't even know I was pregnant.
Can we get a break? Bishop House said he didn't know about the pregnancy. Ms. Webster says he knew about it. But Bishop Webster should have factored in that the woman he was knocking up raw could end up pregnant one time. That's not rocket science, but maybe Bishop House just knows about the Bible.
Jones, I want to figure out what was happening with you at this time. So you find out she's pregnant.
Right.
How?
I came over on a regular hookup to go meet up with her. We was gonna go out, do what we normally do. And then she said to me, I'm pregnant. I said, really? I said, how long? She was like, I'm about 5 to 6 months. I said, so you trying to tell me that it's mine? She said,
5 to 6 months before you told him?
Well, I was 4 to 5
I didn't know at all.
Seems Bishop House and Ms. Webster are a good match, because the only decent person in this scenario is Mr. Miles. Ms. Webster has been cooking up lies, and according to Bishop House, that's why he doubts the baby's paternity, but Bishop don't look innocent either.
Exactly.
Nothing listed under the name of father.
Thank you.
But you made her last name Miles Jones.
that's my last name.
Yes, thank you very much. That's his last name.
I was there ever since she told me that she was pregnant when she was 6 months. I was there. I made sure she ate good. I made sure she needed, if she needed money for anything.
Again, Mr. Miles doesn't deserve to be in this situation. Also, Bishop House got that part about Ms. Webster just having fun with multiple guys, right? Additionally, Ms. Webster is right that baby Amelia needs a father, even though she's the one to blame for the confusion. Let's rip the envelope open and know what's inside.
Mr. Miles Jones, you are not her father.
In my eyes, that's still my daughter.
Mr. House, it has been determined by this court that you are not her father.
Ms. Hendricks' family have put her in trouble, as talking to them has led to making her man, Mr. Pacheco, doubt the paternity of their baby. Mr. Pacheco will completely end his relationship with Ms. Hendricks if the DNA test result doesn't come out positive for Mr. Pacheco. Let's get into this.
Ms. Hendricks, you were once in a committed relationship with the defendant, Mr. Pacheco. Now you say the doubts about your 6-month-old son Isaiah's paternity. Please share with the court how this all unraveled for you and Mr. Pacheco.
Well, he's listening to rumors that an ex-boyfriend is possibly the father of our son.
Ms. Hendricks' brothers seem to be the thorn in her flesh as it stands. Why will her brother be on her supposed baby daddy's side? The HT part needs to be understood. Ms. Hendricks' brother is sitting there looking like he's the weapon fashion against his sister, and he'd own up to it till the very end.
For the ex situation, I heard her over talking on the phone with a family member. The family member kept telling her, your ex wants me to tell you, to tell the baby that, I love him, that I want to be there for him. Before I go to jail, please keep in contact with me, and all that type of things. In ways, I feel heartbroken. And then I was like, that's what started giving me more doubts.
Another family member? Ms. Hendricks needs to restructure her family tree before things gets out of hand. Oh, wait. Things already got out of hand because they are already in paternity court trying to figure out who the real baby daddy is. But hey, why has Ms. Hendricks' baby been subjected to having another biological father if Hendricks had not done something out of line? We need to dig deeper.
Anna, there was a rumor when I was 7 months pregnant. That's when it came from my own brother. And then we got past that. He left me when I was 7 months pregnant. The whole pregnancy, the rest of my pregnancy, I was by myself on.
Okay, so then why?
When I let him be in the delivery room, he wanted to be in the delivery room. He came to the hospital with me. I didn't see him since I was 7 months into
the mailman's baby? Oh, common. Ms. Hendricks' family are the real problem here. and they are confusing the judge about who the biological father really is. We need to get to the part where no family said or whispered anything really fast.
That's my son. I love him. I can't wait to see him. When I get out of jail, I want to just keep in contact with you. That's what really hurt me the most. Why you want to be with somebody that's in jail all the time? What future do?
And he's talking
do
about
he
an
got?
ex that I haven't seen since I got with him. The summer me and him got together is when I cut it off with the ex. I haven't seen him since then. I was talking to a close family member on the phone on speakerphone because I was doing the dishes. I was busy. So
this story is as confusing as it sounds. A family member, the brother, the mother? Judge Lauren's patience is wearing out, and best believe everyone seated in the courtroom are feeling the same way. Thames Hendricks family tree probably just don't prefer Mr. Pacheco's the baby daddy. That can be the only explanation for them to be circulating different rumors about the paternity of the baby.
Her mother was the one that gave the dude the number, her ex, the number to get in contact back and forth, all about the baby situation. For me, it really bothered me and it hurted me, you know what I'm saying? Because at one point, I felt like her mother was like a mother to me. And how she gonna come and, stab me in the back
she did not mean no harm.
You don't understand how I really feel though.
Oh.
Yeah, right. Mr. Pacheco just hit the nail on the head. Ms. Hendricks' mother indeed stabbed him in the back, and that affirms the part that they don't want Mr. Pacheco as Isaiah's father. And what's with the disagreement at the hospital leading to Ms. Hendricks saying Mr. Pacheco may not be the daddy? It's about to get messy in there.
We hear women say in this courtroom all the time, when you get angry and you tell a man that this isn't their child, you can't unring that bell. You say your intention the day you were in the hospital was to sign that birth certificate. Yes. What happened that prevented you?
These two bringing the continuation of the hospital disagreement into Judge Lauren's court. That's not happening. However, just as the judge mentioned, telling a man he may not be the daddy of a child is a type of statement that will most likely be stuck in his head for a long time, except he gets a DNA assurance. Ms. Hendricks messed up with that one.
Mr. Hendricks, okay? You are Ms. Hendricks'
his brother,
and yet you're Mr. Pacheco's witness.
And also Mrs. Ferrone's fiance. It was together.
No, it was not. Wrong. It was totally different time.
So wrong.
And even if it wasn't, you're my brother. Like, even if I not seen anything, but why would you
say he was there in the morning, you mean?
This is ridiculous. Having your brothers testify against you is unbelievable, but maybe Mr. Hendricks is just trying to stop Mr. Pacheco from fathering another man's child. However, someone needs to tell Ms. Hendricks that even her father would look at her differently if there are rumors surrounding her paternity status.
Your Honor, look, at the point what my son is going through right now, I go through that with my dad. Because my dad is, denying me and my older sister. I was never raised with a mom or a dad. The one that raised me all my life was my grandmother. She gave me everything.
My brother he has green eyes. I mean, I don't know.
So when you look at this beautiful little boy, you just don't see yourself, and it makes you nervous. It makes you concerned. It makes you fearful.
That's touching Mr. Pacheco. Going back and forth on this won't help. Ms. Hendricks' family already stirred the pot of trouble. The best thing to do right now is to get the envelope to know if Ms. Hendricks' family were right all along or otherwise.
Mr. Pacheco, you are his father.
That's good. My nephew has a father. That's good. That's good.
I'm sorry for everything I put you through.
I'm happy for all of you.
Thank you.
And I say that only to point out that secrets, lies, and a lack of trust, it can permeate the fabric of any relationship.
Ms. Chappelle wants Mr. Todd to accept that he's the biological father of baby Waleesha, but she knows his woman, Ms. Cullens, wouldn't let him. However, Mr. Todd says he knows tonsure, he's not the father of the baby, and Ms. Chappelle is just trying to force her way back into his life.
You say the defendant, Mr. Todd, is without a doubt your daughter Waleesha's biological father. You say the only reason he denies her is because his fiancée, Ms. Cullens. Chappelle, why do you feel you're owed $2,475 for these expenses?
Because I had a job, Your Honor, and he was babysitting the baby for me.
So both parties are owing each other money. Mr. Todd is owing because Ms. Chappelle couldn't keep up with the babysitting fees, and she had to quit her paying job, while Ms. Chappelle is owing because she destroyed a part of Ms. Todd's vehicle. Fair.
I never watched her baby, Your Honor. I don't even know when she had a job. I ain't never saw her with no uniform.
And you've never watched Waleesha?
I never watched Waleesha.
Your Honor, he has...
I don't even have a place to stay myself, so
at his cousin's house, at Shawarma house. He has dropped me off at Waleesha.
Back it up a little bit. Mr. Todd does not even have his own place, and Ms. Chappelle is making things up about him watching the baby, and 2 women are in the courtroom fighting over that man?
Just a minute, you two were in a sexual relationship, right?
Yes.
It wasn't
And
no
what
relationship.
type? It wasn't a relationship.
No.
You were just having sex.
Just having sex.
If you were having sex and she got pregnant, were you using protection every time?
No. At the time when we met, I was pregnant.
But
we never used
when we met, she was pregnant.
She was pregnant when they met, and they were still having unprotected sex with the pregnancy? And these are the parents the baby is supposed to have? This whole case is straight out from a fictional type of story. This can't be for real. However, it's real, and we need to know the father of this baby.
That Walesia is your child.
Because at the time, she was messing around with other guys, and by me being young and just doing crazy stuff, I go and mess with her at the same time too, so she was messing with men all at one time. But this one never my girl. I was in a relationship with someone at that time.
Mr. Todd claims he had a main girl, but was just messing around with Ms. Chappelle. But he's here in paternity court today with another woman that's his woman now. If a clown is needed, Mr. Todd would fit right in.
That you were having sex with other people in addition to Mr. Todd during the window of conception?
No, Your Honor.
She a liar.
She was not even in the picture, Your Honor, so she has nothing to do with this. We was
what
together
picture that
here.
was?
2011, I was pregnant with someone else, baby. Our baby was already here when they met, Your Honor.
All right.
Our babies were here before she
Listen.
came in the
All
picture.
right. All right.
Oh, thought as much. Mr. Todd surely wouldn't be able to afford a car. He's riding in his girl's car, and another woman he's being with, Ms. Chappelle, bought him a phone and wants to have it back. What exactly was he even telling these women? He must know how to work his charm for real.
You bust the windows out her car?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
You did?
Because she came at me and we had an altercation. She came
It's
all
about
the way from
Walter.
Fort.
This emotion, was she out the windows?
Yes,
out?
ma'am, I did because that was self-defense.
All right. Self-defense.
Yes, ma'am.
What she do?
She's mad that we're together. That's why she can't.
I care less about them being together. You Honor, what we're here for is the DNA.
This is as confusing as it sounds. These women are delusional because that man right there may still have another woman waiting for him to be done with that court session. Busting car windows and having altercations for Mr. Todd may just be unnecessary.
Want to understand what it is you know about the situation. Ms. Chappelle says you don't know anything because you weren't even involved in this entire time. The baby was already born. So what exactly do you know about it?
When I first met Miss Chappelle, we let her move in with me and Mr. Todd. We let her move in.
Wait a minute. You let Miss Chappelle move into the house with you two?
Yes, because where she was living at.
Ms. Cullens is nice, but it was crystal clear. Mr. Todd didn't want to have anything to do with the baby and her mother. Ms. Chappelle thinks what Ms. Cullens is saying is funny, but it doesn't even sound funny, to be honest.
Let's get some order. Let's get some order. Ms. Chappelle, you have a witness. I want to hear from her. Ms. Matthews, what do you have to add to this?
My daughter was carrying her second child when she started messing with Mr. Todd, Your Honor. She was on her second child. She started having a relationship with him while she was carrying someone else's baby. After she delivered that other baby.
The baby looks like Mr. Todd's brother? So was Ms. Chappelle fooling around with Mr. Todd's brother too? Well, let's see who the biological father of the baby is.
Mr. Todd, you are not the father. Oh. And you're smiling, Ms. Chappelle?
Yes, because at the end of the day,
you need to
this
find
is his child.
girl.
What they did, they say, I ain't having sex with no one else, you on. I know this the only man I was messing with at the time.
I know it.